Are we back to this bit again?
What bit? What bit? I'm trying to remember what the thing is.
Okay,
Give me a
sure.
gosh darn minute, Matt. You're the one that wanted to do this at 3 a.m.
Well, when you give me no other times. Oh, hold on. This is gonna be a mid episode, if anything.
Oh, hold on. Yeah.
Two
I forgot.
14s,
I
two
forgot we're doing
14s,
this bit now.
and a 9.
15, 13, 17.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty
It's a
good.
pretty good episode, I think. Welcome to the Garlic Boys podcast, where we treat friendship like a good recipe treats garlic. You can never have too much of it. We're your hosts. I'm Connor O'Connor.
And I'm Kermit the Frog.
Now, I'm confused here. Did we mention Kermit last week,
We did not
or
mention
are we just doing your all for what and on for all sort of bit now?
we did not talk about Kermit even once. We did talk about your frog dice, and since Kermit is in fact
my
a frog,
Are you sure we talked about that on this podcast last week?
100%, because I listened to the first 30 seconds of the podcast, and the first thing that we said was roll the dice.
Oh yeah, because I remember on the episode of the Clever Boy Quiz, the show this week with the Garlic Moms. Go check that out if you haven't yet. We rolled on that as well, and I showed your mom my dice.
Correctamundo. We did it on both.
I didn't use the frog dice today. I used the girlfriend dice.
What did it
I like it's a good color. It's also frog colored. They're the same color as Kermit right behind you.
Speaking of frogs, so Mia and I are thinking of this cute little idea. This cute little idea to put in our little like flower garden. A little like frog pond, like get a little bucket, fill it with water, do other things with the water to make it frog friendly, and then have frogs come in and lay babies.
Are you gonna do that thing that dude did, where you get like 1,000,000 frogs and entirely wreck an ecosystem and get fined millions of dollars by the EPA?
Hopefully, yeah.
He collected
That's
so
the
much
plan.
frog spawn.
That's the plan, honestly. I think that's a good idea to just completely destroy an ecosystem.
If you don't get fined by the EPA, is it even worth it to get frogs?
If you don't get fined by the EPA, are you even living? Are you even doing anything correct? I don't think so.
Like, how have you gotten this far in your life and you haven't been fined by the EPA yet?
Exactly. Yeah, the EPA,
Some
Everybody
of
People Association.
some of y'all are just waiting for Walter Peck to come knock on your door and tell you have to shut it down, and you're not even willing to try.
I also got sued by the Elephant Penis Association because it was just too big. It was just too big, and they couldn't handle that. They couldn't handle it.
The Elephant Penis Association couldn't handle how big your penis was.
Exactly.
I feel like if any organization was going to be able to handle a big penis,
Yeah, but it was too big. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because like, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. Oh man, I've been up since 5 a.m. today too. Like, I had my day off, but I've also been up since 5 a.m. on my day off because somebody likes to wake me up to have me make breakfast for them.
dang, Sam's mean.
Yeah, no, he's rude. He's literally like on the bed, like shaking me awake drooling in my face. That's whose drool it was this morning. It was my dog's.
No, Sam's the dog from the old school Shaggy Dog.
Just like
Just-
slapped me. Just a nice old punch.
Just turns into a man out of nowhere. I woke up at my normal time yesterday when clearly there was no reason to. I was off. Right. And yet my body was like, hey, but what if you were fully awake? I was like, I'll meet you halfway. We'll go pee. And then like we go back to bed.
I'll do that solid at least.
And then my body went, hey, what if we cramp your leg just enough that you don't like fully get a Charlie horse, but you can't go back to sleep?
Oh, man. That was my dad the other day. So he finally got knee surgery. He finally got knee surgery. And yeah, and they replaced his knee with like a robotic knee. It's not like robotic in the sense that it has like computer stuff moving his leg. It's like just like, metal and interconnecty and robotic. He's a cyborg now.
I was gonna say it's a cyborg knee, yeah.
Yeah. And so he finally got his knee replacement. And the other day he tried to sleep and could not because it was just like hurting so dang much. He's the kind of guy who won't rest. He will never milk anything. He's the kind of guy who will just push through it and make it hurt. And then he's like, why does it hurt? Because you were up doing stuff all day, walking around and like lifting things, and he's not supposed to. He's like, I don't know why it hurts. I didn't sleep at all last night. Well, no crap, Sherlock.
Speaking of a robotic knee, a friend of mine that you've met, they lost part of their hand in an accident.
Mm-hmm.
And so a few months afterwards, they text me like 11:30 at night. And they're like, hey, do you want to go to Ohio with me tomorrow to get to go to my prosthetics appointment? And I was like, okay, sure. What time do we have to leave? They're like, the appointment's at 10, so we have to leave at 4 a.m. It's 11:30 now.
Excuse me. Hold on. Where was their prosthetics appointment?
It was somewhere in Ohio.
In freaking California, apparently. What do you mean? Leave at 10 or 4 a.m. for a 10 o'clock appointment?
I don't know. It was something. It was probably not 10 o'clock. It was probably earlier than that. Okay. But like we had to leave ridiculously early in the morning. And like what made it worse for me is this was pandemic era. And so I didn't have work the next day. So like, yeah, I could just go. But I didn't have work the next day. So I had just put a pot of coffee on and was preparing to stay up all night and watch Criminal Minds.
Oh, man.
And so because of that, I only got like 2 hours of sleep before she came and got me. We got on the road. We got Duncan, of course. This was when they had the bucket of munchkins too for like $20.
Oh, yeah.
So we get there and go to the factory. And I thought like all she got was like those like fake silicone fingers to kind of make it look like you still have them, and some like jointed like metal ones to help her still have like a hand. But they were looking at other options and they showed them this stuff. And I'm quiet in like an adult through the entire conversation. Just like it's not my thing. I don't have to have an input on this at all. And then at the end of it, I was like, cool. Can we talk about the robot hand, please? Because there's just a robotic hand sitting on the table. And they're like, oh, well, technically she doesn't she doesn't qualify for any sort of robotics because she had like nubs still that we call them. She would have to lose up to like back on the end of the first knuckle here on the hand, or like part of the hand here. And that's where like all of the electronics would go and everything. And I go, and you're not able to like take it
Remove
just to
it.
give her the robotics. It's like we
I
have the
want the
opportunity to give you
cyborg.
a robotic hand here. Can we look at the options, people?
I'd be willing to remove some parts of my hands in order to get robotic. Listen, I am of the mindset that um as long as it is safe, what is the word I'm looking for?
Humane.
Approved by, yeah, like humane, but like approved by some sort of agency that actually knows what they're talking about. Like as long as it is like actually tested, trials, all that,
The
I will
EPA
still,
approved it.
the EPA approved it. I will then trust all of my body to robotics. I would become a cyborg 100%, except for my brain, obviously. But if they can make my brain any better by putting some robotics in there, absolutely. Get rid of my ADHD, please.
Well, here's the thing. We just kept referring to this place as the Cyborg Factory afterwards after that. But when I say, like, I got to play with the robotic hand, they're like, you can hold it. And so, like, they're having me, like, test it. There's buttons on there that kind of simulate, like, you have two main, like, muscles. One goes, like, across your I think this is your humerus, and this is your ulna, like the two bones in your
Yeah.
body or in your arm. You have two main muscles with it too. Those muscles then connect to the nerves, and like by twitching that muscle would twitch the wrist, or like there are things that you could do to contract and everything like that. And there's buttons on the prototype to show you what you can do. They're having me pick up water bottles with it, like they're doing like a full cell. And I'm like, all I
Cut
have
off
to
my
do is
arm.
lose a hand.
Just cut it off. Cut it off right now.
All I got to do is just do something incredibly traumatic.
You don't have
I can
to
have a robot hand.
you don't have to put me to sleep or anything. Just cut it off. Make sure you treat it well so there's no infection, and then slap that bad boy on. Make me Inspector Gadget, please.
I am the $6 million man. In fact, put more than $6 million and $1, however much it would cost. I'm already in debt. Let's keep going.
Just add to it. Why not?
What are they gonna do? Take it from me?
Imagine like the police just come to your door, be like, "We're sorry, son, we have to do this," and then they just like put your hand in a box and like take it away, and you're like sitting there sobbing with a freaking nub, and you're like, "No!"
I mean, that's the plot of what was it, Repo, the rock opera?
Oh, what?
Oh, do you not know about this monstrosity?
No.
For
Why
those of
would
you
I know
listening,
about this?
you probably aren't going to be surprised to know that I was in theater in high school and college. I was
You're like
involved in the theater department.
you're one step away from being a neckbeard incel. Like you are literally dangerously adjacent to a neckbeard incel.
Yes, I was in the theater department, milady. Um, and so like they'd be like talking about their favorite shows all the time, but like I didn't watch musicals. I just listened to the music
Right.
because I didn't have money to go to a musical.
Exactly.
And but they were like, oh well, this one is called Repo, and it's a movie. You can watch it, and it's okay. Repo, the Genetic Opera.
The genetic opera. Oh my lord. Who the heck comes up with these ideas?
Directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, based on the 2002 opera of the same name, written and composed by Darren Smith and Terrence Zidunch. The movie stars Alexa Vega, Anthony Stewart Head, Sarah Brightman, Paris Hilton, Nikev Ogre, Zunjik, or I think it's Terrence earlier, Bill Mosley, and Paul Sorvino.
Some like actual big name actors out there are in there.
Some, yeah. Like it's not like low budget at all, from what I can tell. About 8.5 million, but like there's some effort put into it, I should say.
Right.
Like it was produced by Lionsgate, so like,
Huh.
uh, here's the first paragraph of the plot. You ready?
Yeah.
By the year 2056, an epidemic of organ failures has devastated the planet and wiped out 99% of the human population. The megacorporation GeneCo provides organs on a payment plan. Clients who miss payments are hunted down by repo men, skilled assassins who repossess the organs. The CEO GeneCorp, Rody Largo, discovers he is terminally ill. Lodi's children, Luguini, Pavi, and Amber, bicker over who will inherit GeneCo. But Rody believes none of them is worthy heirs, and instead plans to give his fortune to 17-year-old Shiloh Wallace, the daughter of his late ex-fiancée, Marnie.
What the heck?
And I'm gonna be honest with you, Matt. It's not good. I know it sounds good from that description there.
Does it?
I know people that will rally behind this movie, and
My lord.
it's bad. And I don't remember my point. I don't remember my point. That's how bad this movie is.
And we were talking about repossessing your robotic hand.
Oh yeah, this is like that.
Oh heavens. Oh heavens. The things that people come up with in their lovely free time. Some people should not have free time. That is my opinion. Can we regulate free time for certain people?
Can't believe Carmen. Oh my gosh, why can't Carmen? What is her name? Cortez. Carmen Cortez. That's who that was. Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at the cast now.
Carmen Cortez, as in like Spy Kids?
Yeah, she was the lead actress in that movie. You were saying something, and I fully wasn't listening. I'm so sorry.
I don't care. I don't care.
Can we look at the rest of the cast and see where we know them from?
I'm so disappointed in this entire line of. Yes, what's the rest of the people from? Hold on, let me pull this up because it's no fun if you're just telling me who's who. Repo, the genetic opera. There it is. Cast.
Let's see.
Paul Sorvino. I recognize him. Paris Hilton. I don't know who that is. I'm just kidding. I don't know who that is.
Anthony Head. I know him from something. Yes, Rupert Mannion from Ted Lasso.
I've never seen Ted Lasso.
You're a disgrace.
That's fair. But I do recognize him because he's the guy that Ted Lasso beat in the darts competition thing.
Yes. He's the main antagonist.
Clip. I've seen that clip on TikTok.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
He played Alfred in the Gotham by Gaslight movie.
Oh, no way. That's cool. I don't think I recognize anybody else.
He was on an episode of Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. Ryan Reynolds sitcom from the 90s.
Nice. Rihanna Buckmaster. I know her from something. What she in, girly? Supernatural. Oh, yeah, she's the like cop lady along with Kim Rhodes.
Sarah Brightman.
Paul Sorvino. Where are you from? C-Spot Run. Oh my gosh, he's the bad guy in C-Spot Run. That's unfortunately where I know him from. Have you ever seen C-Spot Run?
Don't think so.
Oh, it's David Arquette and Anthony Anderson, like as two best buddies team, with the kid from 2.5 Men. They discover a dog, which is a runaway police dog, who was Michael. What's his name? Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah.
It was his dog. He's like the police officer. And this dog uh bit off the balls of Paul Sorvino, who was the bad guy. Um and so now Paul Sorvino and his henchmen are after the dog, and so is Michael Clark Duncan, and David Arquette and Anthony Anderson are trying to stop the people from getting the dog. It's a terrible movie. It's absolutely hilarious, and I think you should watch it.
Maybe.
He falls into poop. David Arquette does. He falls into dog poop.
Nice.
Classic.
Let's see, Paul Sorvino. What do we know him from?
Isn't that literally the one I just talked about?
Possibly. This is why I don't like both of us doing this, because I wasn't listening.
Oh man, Terrence Zdunich. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Yeah.
The second or third thing, like right at the top. Did the allegations against Terrence Zdunich cause American Murder Song to end?
No, that's never what you want to hear.
I don't know what any of that means, but
You want them to be definitive. I don't know anything that this guy's in. But at one point, a picture of him.
As far as movies go, it's fine.
Well, at one point, he was taken in front of a picture. Wow, thank you. A picture of him was taken in front of a poster that had Shrek on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he was in Shrek.
He's just going to the movies to see Shrek, and it's just the poster.
It's for Shrek Forever After, and that's not on his page here.
That's amazing. Yeah, maybe he just wanted to see the dang movie, Connor. Maybe you should stop. Maybe you should stop kink shaming him.
Why is that a kink? Why is that a kink for him?
He just wants to see the dang movie, dude.
I'm not saying he can't see the movie, dude. I'm just saying, like, dude, why were you at the movie?
This Bill Moseley guy's been in like every Texas Chainsaw Massacre that's ever existed. He was in Prisoners of Ghostland with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, that's a big get for you.
That's a big one. I'm sure this is riveting for our listeners. Thank you for listening to us talk about these terrible movies. What is that? Hold on. There's a movie called Handy Dandy. Devil's Junction, Handy Dandy's Revenge, that Bill Moseley was in. It's a 2019, apparently. 2019 movie about a puppet, like a ventriloquist dummy puppet. How is this 2019?
Interesting. I'm starting to look at American Murder Song, which is one of Zederdik's things here, and it's like about American crimes.
Yeah, interesting.
Like one of them follows H.H. Holmes during the World Fair of 19 something. Half of this is probably going to get cut out, but
I'm sure that somebody out there knows what you're talking about.
You don't know about H.H. Holmes?
The long lost cousin of Sherlock Holmes?
1893 World's Fair. H.H. Holmes is going around just killing people.
Oh, lovely.
He confessed to 27 murders. But looks like he only killed 7, maybe 8 people.
So I'm sorry, he was just like Batman Arkham Knighting people, like swinging from the rafters and like tying people up. Like, how did he get away with this and not cause mass panic?
Well, for one, it was the late 1800s.
Right.
So like people just kind of died.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Nobody reacted back then to just people dropping dead, which I guess is fair. But
I mean, there was also just like he was killing for years.
right.
Like they know from 1891 to 1894, he definitely was killing.
Oh, okay. So you said something about a fair. I thought he was going around like eating a funnel cake and then like murdering somebody and then, going to another area of the fair, murdering somebody, and then going to another area of the fair, dropping them off the carousel.
No, he's not like Matt. He's not like event shooting.
Okay.
Like he was like going around town killing people, but it was during the fair.
That makes a little bit more sense.
Did you watch season 2 of Loki?
Yeah.
Do you remember the like first episode or like first few episodes where they go to the World Fair and they
Right.
see Miss Minutes and everything?
Yeah.
Kind of a play on what he was doing.
Gotcha. That makes more sense.
Though, looking at some more information here, under victims, it has 1 confirmed, 20 to 200 suspected.
Wow. You know, there's one thing about serial killers that I'll never understand, and I'm sure there's an explanation why, but it doesn't really make sense in my head, right? So they call them prolific serial killers. Why? Because prolific would generally mean they are quote unquote pro life. That seems to be what like prolific is a play on. And I think notoriously, most, if not all, serial killers are very anti life, right? But I guess anti-lific doesn't really roll off the tongue as well as prolific.
Something is prolific if it produces consistent or successful results.
Okay, that makes sense.
So a prolific serial killer is like the guys, like
Yeah,
unfortunately the ones that were really good at it.
yeah, right. Okay, all right, that makes sense. That makes more sense. I guess I just never really understood what prolific meant.
I don't know. All I know is H.H. Holmes. I later learned a lot about him because in high school, I got put into this class that was specifically meant to help me do better on my reading keystones. You know, instead of like addressing a learning disability, they just were like, "Here, take a whole class to try and do better." And they wanted us to read a book called "The Devil in the White City," which was
Yeah.
about H.H. Holmes and his murders. And I didn't want to do that because I was bad at reading because it was hard for me and it made me angry. And so, like, teacher asked me one day why I wasn't reading. And I went, "Oh, my mom doesn't want me reading it because it says devil in the title."
That's a fun little callback, maybe unintentional callback to the garlic or the clever boy quiz episode.
I My mom, I don't think she's ever been aware that this book was in my possession. I don't think she knows that there was ever a chance for me to read this book or anything like that.
Listen, when I was a kid though, anything that had to do with like bad words, like if it said there was a Reliant K song once that said damn in it, but it meant it in like the like curse or like damnation kind of sense. And I panicked so hard. I'm like, are they not Christian anymore? Like I freaked out. Even though the Bible says damn and hell, but like anything that had to do with hell or Satan or the devil or anything, like anytime someone said that, I was like, excuse me? HE double hockey sticks to you, bud.
I know both of our moms said that during the recording,
Yeah.
but the term HE double hockey sticks is so lame to me.
Yeah.
I just Anyways,
you'll be darned to heck for what you've done.
to circle back like 4 points ago, I think I told her I couldn't read the book because it said devil in the title.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, well, what do you want to read? And I like went too hard in one direction. I went, the Bible.
So they made you read the Bible?
It's no, they told the principal, and the principal was like, he came into class one day and he's like, you can't read the Bible. It's considered a reference source. And I was like, I think it's nonfiction, sir. Because it had to be a nonfiction book. Like, you're not allowed to just read the Bible. And so I went, okay.
You were full on God is not deading this classroom right there.
I was like, okay, what else can I read that's actually going to be entertaining as I try to get through this book? Or that summer, I had gone on a missions trip, and we saw this speaker who was an illusionist. Because if it's through church, it always has to be an illusionist. And like he talked about how he had cancer and like how like all these things helped him through it and all of that. And he was selling books, and so I bought one of his books. And I was like, I've got that book from that Christian illusionist I could read. Never did I get the irony of, I can't read your devil book. I'm gonna go study magic. I will consult the old tomes, learn from this elder, and soon the abilities will be mine.
You're just like flipping through the pages, and it's like how I magicked out of cancer. Like,
how I made my cancer disappear. No, apparently at one point he was like a professional baseball player too.
Jeez, all right.
Like there was a lot of like history and lore behind this guy. No clue where that book is now, but it was.
You got you got illusionists. We got puppet people. Like we literally like the only guest we ever had at our church was like ventriloquists.
Oh, we got a few
cool at all, but like we never got anything even close to illusionists.
We got a few like decently big name comedians within like the Christian sphere to come in a few times.
I got to see Tim Hawkins, not at my church, but somewhere else.
I haven't seen him yet. I told myself I was going to start going to more comedy shows, and then tickets became like $70, and I was like, maybe I don't need to go to comedy shows.
$70 or $2 and an arm for like the back row seat, like all the way in the back to where you can barely even hear a single thing, even with the speakers. It's great.
So do you have a topic for this week? This is what happens when we talk to each other like every 3 days because the schedule gets messed up.
We and this has honestly been like the biggest like neurodivergent train of a conversation. We started, what did we start with? We literally started with like frogs, dude, and prosthetic limbs, and got all the way to comedy and illusionists.
I don't know what happened, man. I blacked out in the middle of all of that. I've been playing Monopoly Go as we've been doing this.
Okay, so we made sushi today.
That's fun.
I have a sushi bazooka.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you just like put all the toppings in, shake it up, and then launch it, and it's a perfect sushi roll. No,
the Japanese are finally getting their revenge.
Good Lord. No, it's so you like pack the rice in, like you cook the rice, special sticky rice, you pack it in and like make a little like boat of rice, and then you fill it with the toppings, and you pack more rice on the top, and then you fold it together, and then you smush it. Then you smush it real tight because you got to get it all like compact and smushy, so it doesn't fall apart on you. And then you pop off the cap. You like plunger it. You just on out onto the nori sheets, and then you roll up the nori seaweed stuff, and then you do a little like it was really good. We have salmon that we bought from Costco, and we cured it, I guess, because like they don't sell it for raw consumption,
Right.
but you can do this little special processing to be able to eat it raw. I learned this from a guy on TikTok, and we've been eating it for days and still haven't got sick. I doubt we'll get worms or any sort of parasite, but if I do, maybe it'll help us lose weight. Fingers crossed. So we made sushi tonight. It was really, really tasty. And apparently now that we've told, my mother has become friends with somebody recently who's going through a little bit of a tough time. I'm not going to spill their whole life story on here, but her and her kids are coming over quite often and getting really close with all of us. And so one of her kids really into sushi, like loves sushi. So he was like, "Hey, for my birthday, can you make me sushi?" I was like, boy, oh boy, can I? And now I have to go all the way to Pittsburgh to get, hey, maybe I could make it a visit you day, but I have to go all the way to Pittsburgh to the strip to get sushi fish and hopefully not die from it.
Well, let's talk afterwards about the possibility of that being a you see me day.
Okay, sounds good.
We can't come all the way to Pittsburgh just for sushi, like
sushi fish. I'm not even making the sushi then.
And not CB.
You could walk the entire strip district with us. Well, I know how much you love walking.
Actually, like I said, depending on what day it is, because we could go to DeLuca's and get like breakfast, and it's
we
good.
Tried to go to DeLuca's last time we went down. It was packed.
Yeah, it's always packed.
Right. It was insanely packed, so we ended up not going there.
The thing I hate about that place the most, like it's great, like you want like diner breakfast food, like it's one of the best places in Pittsburgh to get. They only take cash.
Yeah, it's like Camelot up in Slippery Rock. Have you ever been there?
I don't think so.
Oh, there's this little diner. It's a pretty tiny diner, up in Pittsburgh or up in Slippery Rock. That's got cinnamon rolls as big as your freaking head.
Oh, I have a big head.
Yeah, and they only take cash. Actually, I think they may have started taking card, but just very, very recently. They started out only taking cash, and it was so frustrating.
Like, I get it.
I don't.
Actually. No, I don't.
It's 2025. Start taking card. They sell little things that you can literally plug into a phone in order to take card. It's not hard. It's not hard to do. Just get an iPad with your company money. I know not every small diner business has enough money to buy an iPad, but like just like don't buy 10 cinnamon rolls and just spend it on an iPad instead. You gotta bet those cinnamon rolls must be pricey. I don't know if they're actually pricey. They're
it depends if they're making them, like what their ingredients they're using and stuff like that. I made 3 pounds of macaroni, probably a little more than 3 pounds. I made like close to 4 pounds of macaroni salad yesterday.
That's gross.
Right. Okay. I didn't judge your raw fish.
Okay, raw fish is not judgeable.
Yes, it is.
Salad is disgusting.
You weren't even sure if you made it edible. Like, I knew my food was cooked.
Okay, continue.
You just don't like it because there's mayonnaise in it.
I don't like it because it's never been good anytime I've ever tried it.
You've never tried mine. So I made it because I had a party yesterday and I had a party today. And so I was like, I'll just split it up. It'll be all good.
Mm-hmm.
I brought it into work. I put it into one of the fridges. And we were cleaning today. Like, we were doing like a deep clean of all the. I think I mentioned I cook for a place on here. Like, I do cook stuff for work.
Yeah.
And so like we were cleaning out like a fridge. I had some help, and one fridge had a bunch of stuff in it that we needed to throw away. But that's also the fridge that I had my bowl in with the macaroni salad. There's a few other things on the top shelf as well. So I said to this guy, hey, don't throw out anything on the top shelf. I need all of that stuff. The rest of the stuff in the fridge you can throw out. He's like, I got it. I got it. And he starts doing it. And I go down and I'm reorganizing something in another cabinet and like doing it. I pop up. I see the bowl is gone in the fridge.
Oh no.
I go, where's the macaroni salad? Yes. Oh, I tossed it out. I go, what? I'm sorry. What did you do? Goes, yeah, it looked old, so I figured you didn't want it anymore. What? That was for the party today that we're going to. Ah, no.
I just made that like last night.
Like, yeah.
How does it look old?
It shouldn't have looked old. It was good.
It's probably the freshest it could be, other than if I made it 10 minutes ago.
And like, he's like, can I go get you new stuff? Like, what? And I'm like, with what time? With what time? I have no time to make it. I'm in the middle of deep cleaning this kitchen.
You gave very clear instructions. Very clear instructions. This shelf, do not touch. Whatever's on this shelf, no. Everything else, get out of here. And what does this man do? Starts with the freaking top shelf.
He's like, oh, I put your bowl in the sink. Thanks.
I didn't even wash it for you. I just threw away. I just threw away your fresh macaroni salad and then tossed your bowl in the sink.
And I tried to like be cool, you know, because like I don't want to freak out over macaroni salad.
Right.
But it was like 2 pounds of macaroni salad.
Right.
And that like I was like, whatever they don't eat at the party, I get to take home. So like I've been thinking about this macaroni salad. And now I'm gonna bitch I didn't get macaroni salad today. Oh. I just needed to talk about that. I just needed to get that off my chest.
No, for sure. I had some workplace shenanigans too a couple months ago, and I think I can safely talk about this now. Because the guy doesn't even work on our team anymore, so it's fine. I also don't think he listens to the podcast. I don't think anyone at my work listens to the podcast anymore.
If you work with Matt, let us know.
Please let me know. Anyway, so this one coworker, we'll name him Carl. Not even closely at all related to his name. So
his name's Zach, isn't it?
It's actually Marl.
That's so close. What do you mean?
So Carl was on my team, and he's one of those guys that kind of gets a little easily flustered, I guess. So you have to be insanely direct with him, and even then, he still doesn't always grasp it, which is fine. I get it. It's easy to get flustered in like high stress situations, but we carry guns, so maybe figure that out. Maybe go to therapy and figure out what's going on through your head.
What you should do is throw an acorn near him and see what he does.
So anyway, really good guy, really hard worker. This is one of his only drawbacks, I think. Anyway, so we had a code red going on, which is traditionally a fire. It was unverified as a false alarm because we do have code reds come in occasionally, but they're usually testing the fire alarm system to make sure that they work. And occasionally we do drills. This is not a drill. And so I looked at him. I said, grab that key, grab that phone, go to the room. Like I said those things. I said, go. And he goes out. He grabs the things, goes outside, and then gets a vehicle. Like, this is a super highly time sensitive thing. And he goes out and like gets a vehicle, which, my guy, this is not the priority. If this is a code red, they shouldn't even be going into the mine at all. Like, they're cut off. They're cut off.
Right.
And he's sitting there like badging stuff. So like, I was like, what the heck is he doing? So I literally go out. I'm like, hey, just hand me the keys and the phone. I grab the stuff and I like run down as fast as I can. And we come up and like have a conversation with it after. He's like, well, I thought you told me to wait. When did I say that? When did I say that to you? When did I say that to you? I did not. I said, grab the key and the phone and go. That's what I said. And it was a very frustrating conversation as a team lead to have with somebody, because it was like, this is a very like, why didn't you just go? You know what I mean? So yeah, people just like looking at you, acknowledging what you said, and then completely like forgetting everything you said immediately after.
See, I feel yours is definitely way more frustrating than mine, because yours is something this dude is trained to do. This is his job. My guy, not his main job.
That's fair.
Like, he throws it away. That's fine. Like, I understand how he got mixed up that I said don't touch anything on the top row, and immediately he throws it away. I get that.
Right.
You guys do drills on what to do with a fire. Has it ever been what he did?
I mean, I think to be completely fair, this was his first like code red. He was fairly new. He was not so new that like it was his first week on the job. It was like a couple months in, but I do believe this was his first like code red.
Gotcha.
Like, we don't do the drills often enough for it to because to do a drill, you kind of have to evacuate 800 to 1,000 people out of the mine at the exact same time. Not easy. Not a fun thing to do. And then you have to funnel all of them back in. It's like the German highway that's like 10 lanes wide and then just shrinks into 2 lanes. That's exactly what it is.
Except that somehow works out and
yeah,
it goes smoothly.
Yeah.
I'm going to go off on a rant here a little bit.
Please do.
I don't have a problem with the younger people I work with. I don't. I really don't. And in like they're hard workers. If I ask them to do something, they do it. I don't have to re-explain it to them. They understand. They get it done. The older people I work with, I have to explain things to them many, many times.
Yeah.
And be like, that's why I'm making that decision, or that's why this happens, or like, this is why I need that done this way. Like, clearly, if I had explained myself more, I would still have macaroni salad for dinner. But
right.
like, this isn't the first time it's happened, and it's not the first time it's happened with this person specifically, but with other people. Like, am I just not being clear enough? Like, no, it's just anyone born before the internet was a thing. Just decide, like, oh, that's not what he said.
Yeah, right. It was like the it was like the mentality that what I thought was better than what you told me, like where they literally said, well, it looked old, so I just ignored everything you told me and tossed it anyway.
Look, I think that's the thing that hurt me the most. Is like it looked old
It's
because
like, is my cooking that bad that it looks old after like right when I make it?
because the macaroni salad, if it's in the fridge overnight, which it was, it dries out the mayonnaise a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a common thing.
Soaks it
That's
up.
why I had brought extra mayonnaise.
Yeah.
As well as extra other ingredients. I'm not going to give you my recipe right now. We got to save that for the Garlic Boys cookbook.
I was going to say, go to our Patreon and we'll maybe share the recipe there. $10 though. It would be $10.
Just for that recipe.
Just for the recipe.
But I have those ingredients next to the bowl.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like I made like I knew it was going to look a little bad, but like it didn't look disgusting, decrepit, and like it needed to be tossed.
Right. Like I'm pretty sure that I have this thing in my fridge right now that's got mold growing on it, and I've just been too lazy to throw it out. It's completely sealed, so it's fine for a little bit longer.
I have a bag of cheese in my fridge that has mold in it.
Exactly. I just pick around the mold. No, I'm just kidding. But
there's still good parts of the cheese, guys.
But it's like if it doesn't look like that, it probably doesn't need thrown out. Hi.
Oh boy, it's time for Mia. It's everyone's favorite part of the show where Mia comes in to talk to Matt.
Can I help you?
Is she gonna do a silly song for us?
Are you gonna do a silly song for us? Oh, we're back to this now. We're almost done. Kind of, sort of. Will you buy me a prosthetic limb? Will you cut off my arm and buy me a prosthetic limb?
What? Your arm?
So that I can get a prosthetic limb?
No.
Hey, ask her if she'd still love you if you were a worm.
Would you still love me if I was a worm?
Yes.
She said yes. Aw.
That's cute.
That's so cute. Would Autumn still love you if you were a worm? Have you guys you guys have been dating a little while. Have you started saying that? Do you say that? Because Connor doesn't love that word.
I don't want to have this conversation on air. She listens.
Put your personal life right here on the air. Everybody needs to know this. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Because I was asking him too many personal questions. He secretly likes the personal questions. He secretly really, really likes them. I can't either.
I almost forgot while I was at the store today, I finally was able to get the creamy coconut Dr. Pepper.
That sounds so gross.
What do you mean?
Coconut should not ever. First of all, coconut shouldn't be eaten unless it is on the Samoa's cookies. That's it. Coconut shouldn't exist, and it should never, ever, ever be drank.
You like coconut only on a cookie?
Yes. Coconut only belongs on that specific cookie.
Oh my god. If you like coconut on a cookie, that means you like coconut.
No, it means I like Samoa's.
It smells like coconut.
I'm sure it does smell like coconut. Coconut is the most overpowering flavor.
It smells like coconut, and it tastes like coconut, and it's a coconut.
Hey, she's got a point.
I don't think that Samoa's have an overpowering coconut flavor. All right, let's.
Connor, I can't believe what I'm hearing here from him with coconut.
How does it taste? Does it ruin the Dr. Pepper, or does it add a nice little?
It doesn't taste like Dr. Pepper, which isn't a bad thing.
It doesn't taste like Dr. Pepper?
It doesn't. But like that's not a bad thing in this situation
Okay.
because you just get like the hint of coconut on the down drink.
Yeah.
I like that actually. I think that's good. I like it. I think I like it.
Good. Good.
You've had the cream soda one, right?
I have had the cream soda.
You know how that jeez. Okay. You know how that like there's Are you good?
Sorry.
Are you with me?
Yeah, she acted like she got a bloody nose and like ran out the room. So because I thought like I'm saying you thought you had one.
Like I was
No, not like you were faking, but like you would when you had a bloody nose. Anyway, how was that? I'm glad it was good. I have had the cream soda one.
You know how like it tastes like Dr. Pepper and then there's like the cream soda aftertaste kind of to it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like that. Like it's not like an overpowering flavor. I think it mixes well with like the whole idea of Dr. Pepper. It's subtle enough that like it's not overpowering because coconut can be a very overpowering flavor. I agree with you on that, but it's not too subtle that it kind of just tastes like Dr. Pepper still. And I think like if you're gonna make a flavored pop, like you should, it should it shouldn't taste like the regular version. It should taste sort of like that flavor added to that pop. And so like I think they did a very good job with this one. And I think you should try it.
I will try it and do my best to be as objective as possible. However, I cannot promise that I will finish it or enjoy it.
And I think that's fair.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you.
Thanks. Thanks, Dad.
I don't really have anything else to say. Do you want to just end the episode?
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty.
That sounds
Thank
like
you so much. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of The Garlic Boys. If you liked this so much, I bet you'd like our other shows as well. You should listen to TGB One Shots every Tuesday, wherever you get your podcasts. And you should listen to the Clever Boy Quiz, the show, every other Thursday, wherever
And
you
if
get your
you-
podcasts.
And if you didn't like this, you'll probably still like the other shows.
Yeah. I think like we said earlier, this the newest episode of the Clever Boy Quiz, the show, has our moms on it. It's been a few years since they've been on the podcast, but it was a lot of fun. It was nice to see where Matt gets his competitive nature from. And just behind the scenes, my mom incredibly over prepared for the show, which I think just fits both of how we act very well. So go listen to those shows, as well as you can find out when those are posted by going to our Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Post when those new episodes are out. See clips from them, as well as other information about what we're doing coming up. If you'd like to support this show, you can head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/thegarlicboys. Not only does it support this show, but it supports our other shows as well. And that includes just our $3 a month tier, where you can just be like, hey, you guys are doing great, I want to support you. Or our $10 a month tier that says, hey, I want more from you guys, so you can watch the exclusive content we have on there, including the episodes of our after show for TGB One Shots called Bonus Actions, where we and the other players talk about the show, what we did, and just have fun goofing around with each other in general. If you want new merch or any merch from us, you can head on over to redbubble.com. Check out the designs we have on our store there. And finally, if you want to watch video versions of this podcast as well as the Clever Boy Quiz, you can head on over to youtube.com/@thegarlicboys. I fully blanked on that. I'm on that site so much, I just blanked on the name. Head over to youtube.com/@thegarlicboys to check out those full video versions of the podcast. Matt, question 1 of 2. Do you have a supplementary mom report for this week?
I mean, I guess since they were on the other podcasts, we've already done them, but I'll shout out our moms or one of our moms in case you don't have a.
I'll shout out Kelly if you want to shout out Cindy. How about that?
Yeah, Cindy, absolutely.
Yeah, shout out to Kelly. Yeah. Second question of 2. Do you have any final thoughts for this episode?
No.
Alrighty then. Thank you so much for listening, and remember, as always, to stay
froggy.
Matt, there's a clear way we end every show, and I need you to stick with it or get out.
Right. But the Kermit the Frog bit only lasted like 0.2 seconds, and I wanted something else. I can't.
Listeners aren't gonna get it.
The listeners better get it.